Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to another exciting and wonderful session of Grammar Live with me, Dr. Della. I sincerely want to apologize for not coming your way last week due to some few technical hinges. Um, um, I believe you took the opportunity to go over all that we did last week and the previous weeks. So far, so good. We are on general English tips. And for the past 3 weeks, we started and we looked at tips on grammar. Before last week, we looked at improving your listening skills. So, just as a way of recap, I'll go through that with you. But as we always do, I'd like to encourage you to share the links with your friends. Keep your comments, your questions, and your contributions coming in. Let them know that Grammar Life is one that they should join to benefit from this exciting package that we have for you. So I encourage you, share the links with your friends. Keep your questions, your comments, and your contributions coming as we dissect and digest today's episode. So kindly share the links and invite them in whilst we take this opportunity to go over what we did last 2 weeks. So, as a way of recap, last 2 weeks we talked about how to improve your speaking skills, how to improve your speaking skills. That is what we talked about last 2 weeks. So we say in order to improve your speaking skills, the first thing that you need to do is to work on your pronunciations. It is very important that in order to improve your speaking skills, you need to work on your pronunciation. So we said to be a good speaker means to pronounce words correctly. So in order for you to be a good speaker, you should be able to pronounce words correctly. So the first step of improving your speaking skills is to work on your pronunciation. To work on your pronunciation. We talked about talk with people, talk with yourself in the mirror. Another tip that you need to observe if you want to improve your speaking skills is to talk to yourself in the mirror. Speak to yourself in the mirror. Speak aloud to yourself in the mirror. Now, it is interesting to know that this is the only time that you are less stressed because you are speaking to yourself. This is a time that you make all the mistakes that you can make so that when you go out there, you speak with confidence. So speak with yourself in the mirror. Speak with yourself in the mirror. The next tip or step to take in order to improve your speaking skills is to listen attentively to native speakers. You need to listen attentively to native speakers. Listen attentively to native speakers. You can listen to music, watch movies, interviews, listen to audiobooks, or anything that you would like to listen to. The key here is whatever material that you are listening to or you are watching should be in the language of a native speaker if you truly want to improve your speaking skills. Again, we say find a native speaker to talk to. It is important to get a native speaker to talk to. The reason why it is important is that that person has a command over the language. So he or she is able to point you to the direction when you are making a mistake. So that is why it is very, very important that you find a native speaker to talk to. And in our technological world, with a lot going on social media, you get a lot of native speakers online to speak to. So take the opportunity, make use of your social media platforms. Again, we say read books aloud. Don't just read in your head. One interesting and funny trick is that anytime you are reading in your head, the reading is perfect. It has been. It is when you begin to read aloud that's when you notice the mistakes that you are making. So for you to be able to improve your speaking skills, you should make it a habit to always read aloud So reading aloud is really good practice that is proven to improve your speaking skills. So it is very, very important that you read aloud if you want to improve your speaking skills. The next thing that you need to do is to expand your vocabulary. You need to expand your vocabulary. Now, reading helps you to expand your vocabulary. Listening and watching movies also helps you to expand your vocabulary. So expanding your vocabulary will come naturally if you are dedicated to improving your speaking skills. It is something that comes naturally because the moment you make the conscious effort that you want to improve your speaking skills and you are determined, you are all out for it, naturally you expand your vocabulary. So you need to expand your vocabulary in order to improve your speaking skills. Another important element is you need to work on your self-confidence. You need to work on your self-confidence. Now, your attitude is everything when you speak. So it is important that in order to improve your speaking skills, you work on your confidence. You work on your confidence. It is very, very important. The next tip is to use language learning apps. We spend most of our time on our phones, and there are a lot of educative and helpful apps that we can download and use to our advantage and to our benefit. So if you want to improve your speaking skills, take advantage, download some of these apps that will help you to improve your speaking skills. And then we say you need to enroll in an English class if you want to improve your speaking skills. This is one of the fastest and most efficient way to improve your speaking skills. The reason why it is one of the fastest and efficient is you interact with people on daily basis. You interact with people on daily basis. And I propose to you that there are two forms that you can enroll in an English class. It can be in class or online. And I took the opportunity to introduce Roma College to you as one of the best language institutions in Ghana. So if you have the desire and the passion to improve your speaking skills, I encourage you to pick the number scrolling at the bottom of the screen, give us a call or a WhatsApp, and we will assist you with every information that you need in order to successfully enroll yourself to improve your speaking skills. Today, we want to talk about how to improve your reading skills. But before we dive into today's episode, let me encourage you to share the links with your friends, keep your comments, your positive contributions, everything bothering you with regards to learning and acquiring the language skills, keep them coming in, and I'll send you best answers that you deserve in order to make that right decision to acquire a language in order to benefit yourself and the community. So today we want to talk about how to improve your reading skills. How do we do, or what do we need to do in order to improve our reading skills? Now, reading skills are abilities that pertains to a person's capacity to read, comprehend, interpret, and decode written language or text. When we say a reading skill or reading skills are basically abilities that pertains to a person's capacity to read, understand, interpret what he or she reads, and break the language down into its simplest form. That is what reading skills are all about. So for you to be able to do these things, there are certain basic steps that you need to take in order to do it. The first thing that you need to do is you need to set aside time to read each day. So on daily basis, you need to set aside some time that you will use that time to read. So developing your reading skills will ultimately take practice. And you can set aside 10 to 15 minutes each day to read. If you are passionate, focused, determined to improve your reading skills, the first and foremost thing that you need to do is to set aside some time in a day to practice reading. It is very, very important if you want to improve your reading skills. Set aside time to read each day. Minimum 10 to 15 minutes a day is good enough to start with. It is good enough to start with. The next thing that you need to do is you need to set reading goals. You need to set reading goals, set goals for yourself, set targets for yourself. So set a reading goal for yourself to help you develop wider vocabulary, gain deeper understanding of different texts. Now, these goals that you will set for yourself could be to learn different vocabularies related to a central topic like business. So your focus is, if you are into marketing, you are setting that goal for yourself that you want to learn and acquire understanding and develop a wider vocabulary in marketing. So you focus on reading marketing materials in order to acquire those vocabularies that you need in those particular fields. So setting aside time to read, you need to set reading goals as well. These goals helps you to achieve the target you set for to read. The next thing that you need to do is, as you are reading, you need to highlight the text that you read. Now, highlight and underline valuable information as you read. For you to effectively improve your reading skills and comprehend and understand what you are reading, you need to underline valuable information in the material that you are reading. You need to underline valuable information in the materials that you are reading. The next thing that you need to do is to personalize the content. Whatever material that you are reading, for you to improve that reading skills, you need to personalize it. Now, you can increase your understanding by seeing how the material connects to real life. So don't read in abstract to reality. Always try and find a bridge between what you are reading and reality. That is personalizing it. Make personal connections with the text by writing it down on the page. How the page or the text you are reading is connected to you, the impact that is making on you, note it down, write it down, make it personal. That is one key area that you need to pay attention to if you want to improve your reading skills. The next thing is you need to practice problem-solving skills. Now, in every reading material, there are conflicts in them. There are problems. So what you need to do is you need to identify those problems that are in the reading materials and come up with innovative ways to deal or to solve those problems. So write out solutions to the problems and discuss your ideas with them. You need to practice problem skills. The next thing that you need to do is read in portions, read in segments, read in chapters, read in paragraphs. Long, complex reading can be more digestible by breaking it down into shorter segments. So I have a book of 150 pages. It is important that if you want to improve your reading skills, break these 150 pages into maybe 10 pages per day so that you will be able to effectively focus and read and get the meaning of the text. So break long text, long passages into chapters so that you can effectively read and digest and understand whatever you read. So if you want to improve your reading skills, read in portions, short segments. The next thing that you need to do is, whilst you are reading, take notes. Whilst you are reading, take notes. Effective note taking can prompt you to ask questions about and make connections to what you are reading. The moment you start taking notes, it helps you, it prompts you that you need to connect A to B, you need to get an understanding from C to D. So it is important and it is effective that if you want to improve your reading skills, you need to take notes or make notes along whilst you read. It is important. The next thing that you need to do is you need to apply what you read by summarizing. You need to apply what you read by summarizing. Now, summarizing forces you to remember specific details and central topics about what you read in your own words through your own perspective. So the reason why you need to summarize is it forces you to remember whatever material, whatever thing that you read. It forces you to remember the specific details in your own words. It forces you to remember them in your own words and from your point of view, not from the writer's point of view or from anyone's point of view, but from your own point of view. So if you want to improve your reading skills, you need to learn how to summarize every material that you read. And as much as you can, summarize in your own words, through of your own perspective. Now, if you're able to do all these things, as you develop your reading skills, your communication and overall ability to interact with others and perform in your academic or career develops as well. So if you effectively follow all these steps and you are determined to improve and develop your reading skills, it enhances your communication and your overall ability to interact with other people. It enhances your ability to interact with other people. And this in return helps you develop in your career or in your academic field. All right. All too soon, we have come to the end of another exciting session of Grammar Live with me, Dr. Dela. I would like to encourage you that if you are passionate and interested in acquiring a new language, becoming a bilingual, I recommend Peroma College to you. We have online and in-class sessions. Whichever that favors you, I entreat you to pick the numbers scrolling at the bottom of the screen, give us a call or send us a message. Better still, go to our website and check out the interesting and wonderful packages that we have. Till then, have a wonderful week and remember to always continue practicing, for with grammar, you speak better. See you next time.